Hello, and welcome back to Build and Stream with me, Professor Godt. Today we will be continuing to build a few spaceships. I'll also be showing off a couple other models I've been working on for the Asker series. And I'm also eager to chat with you guys just to hang out and see what you guys have been building. And yeah, first let me show you what has been going on behind the scenes here. So, for the first little episode I worked on, we had this tight little modular system. Like this was in the doors, and you can see the pins here that were used to connect to the different sections. That can open up like this. So you can build up a whole corridor system based on this. The problem with this is it's very compact and it's very difficult to manipulate characters inside of an environment that tight. So I ended up having to create a larger system and more detailed system. So this is the Corridor System Mark II. But the difference between this system is it's about 30% larger, a little over 30%, I believe. I haven't done that exact calculations. And you'll notice that there's these modules here that are separable. And so here's one of the separate sections. And each of these sections can be used in correspondence with these length modules. So instead of having a wall on each side, they're built separately so that I can easily access the interior for interior shots. And that can all lock in place like this. And there's a bunch of other different modules. Some of them have different pipes and detailing. Some of them have plants in them. For example, this one. So since this is sort of a spacey environment, they need to maximize resources by growing their own food and harvesting oxygen, although plants are only so good at that. This planet also has like algae reserves or something. But you can see that this uses the larger system, but it also connects to the smaller system down here. So we can just pop this in here, and all of a sudden you can use both systems at once. So there will be a whole series of modules based on these two systems that can work together. It makes me feel so high when the DJ spins my beats. So next up, we'll be I'm just going to finish building a few spaceships, but I'm also very eager to just chat. I dance with everyone I meet. I count the beat fall to the floor. Lego heat. So this is pretty much where we left off last time. I made a few additional modifications back here to the engines, just as an experiment. Yes, it is. Thank you for joining me. The goal is, if we finish, so this ship is called the Extricator class. It's used by the villains of the first season. And if we have time, we'll be working on my favorite ship, which is this sleek arrow-shaped ship called the Interceptor. Every time I'm dancing, I go crazy. Reaching out, the light just makes me crazy. Every time I'm dancing, I go crazy. Every time I'm dancing, I go crazy. Reaching out, the light just makes me crazy. Every time I'm dancing, I go crazy. Where Dragon Plays. Hello, thank you for joining me. Started just a little bit early, but I had a little bit time where I wasn't busy with lab work, so I figured I'd just do this for a few hours and see what happens. I also covered some of the other models I did. I'm not sure if you saw that, but you can just rewind the stream and to see that. But I've been working on some pretty complex physical models. I'm glad you could as well. But I don't know who all is like on over the pond, so to speak, on the European side of things, the other side of the Atlantic. But I know that a lot of the people on the US side have school and such at these hours, and of course work. I'll need a few moments to recollect my bearings with this model. It has been a moment. That sounds about right. Need a little bit of detailing here at some point. I could use some suggestions for that. Every time I mess around with this system, I forget half of what I've learned in the last section. Weird. From this perspective, you can't see the part right there. That is bizarre. I feel like we could make this an interesting color. I'll worry about the color scheme a bit later. again, I'm going to be kind of focused on this. Oh, it's loud? I can turn it down if it's bothering you. One sec. Is this better? All right, perfect. I'll come back to that section. The big thing to figure out today is to figure out what gradient we can use here. Because on this ship we have this going on, but those parts don't exist in black, at least in the real world. One option is to mirror something like this, which is definitely what I'm thinking for the bottom. Probably need to mirror this up here somehow. I'll grab an ingot from over here. I might need to totally flip this model at some point to get better access, so I'll just focus on the top for now. All right, so in that socket, we'll need to do this number with this guy. Hello, Gandalf's Corner. I'm working on something I'm calling the Extricator Spaceship. But it's a larger version of this ship here. It's used by space pirates to traverse the solar system and capture bricks and spaceship parts so that they can build up their armada. And it has a pretty cool little details on the interior. It has these little rails, which look pretty nice on the bottom as well. On the front, you can see this nice little texture going on. Some pretty intense weaponry going on the side as well. Here's the door. Each of these sections, each half of this door will open up. So it's like double doors. Later on, I'll be working on this one here. This one's my personal favorite ship that I've made in this style so far. And off screen, I've been working on a series of modules that can be used to create corridors in a space station. But like, here's one of the modules that goes to like personal quarters or smaller rooms or businesses. And you can see how the door just snaps open. You can see the attachment points up here. And it's totally modular. So each of these sections can come apart to build larger and smaller networks of corridors. Thank you. I'm glad you liked them. I have been working on a couple other ones. I also made like a tiny little hover ship, as well as like a personal escape pod. But that's in a separate model. And once these are done, I'll need to make one other ship for the particular project I'm working on. Then we'll be working on some other designs down the road. But yeah, if you want to talk about anything LEGO related, request any LEGO music. I have an extensive catalog of LEGO music dating all the way back to the first LEGO games up to the most recent seasons of Ninjago. So I need to get in more of a habit of saving. I know the moment I forget, it's going to come back and bite me. Okay, so one option we could try here is to potentially keep the aggressive angles. Let's see. I mean, that's an option. It's a little bit crude. That's more like it. That kind of mirrors what's going on back here. Hey, thank you for joining us. If you have any comments about the model, about LEGO, about the Asker project I'm working on, or want to request some LEGO music, please let me know. Let's... One option is potentially, so you see how this is kind of exposed. This section here, this red section here is exposed. I could actually embed it within the ship, but I kind of like how crude it looks being partially exposed like this. Part of it is it feels it isn't thick enough. I'll see if one comes up.
This is the LEGO Weather Center, and the forecast for today is
Here we go. Again, I know what I want to do here. It's just a matter of figuring out how to translate it. I'll go ahead and work on the rough shape and see if I can get it smooth enough. I think if it is embedded, this will work very well. It's just a matter of conveying that. But this should give you a rough idea of what I'm thinking. I do sometimes. I don't use Digital Designer that often. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on the shaping. So yeah, I'll replace it with the final color at the end. And that's one of the advantages of Digital Designer and programs like Studio, is you don't have to worry about the color until the very end. Hmm.
You can build a buggy, drive a big tow truck. You can paint a jet ski yellow like a duck. Master of the Chaniverse, there ain't no trick. You just gotta do it brick by brick, brick by brick, tack by tick. No matter how thin, no matter how thick. Papa told Mama and Laura told Nick, you can move a mountain if you do it brick by brick. Faster than a skateboard, bigger than a bike, louder than a DJ scratching all night. Pedal to the metal, heck a Lego squeal. You're in the driver's seat when you're behind the wheel. Brick by brick, tack by tick. No matter how thin, no matter how thick. Papa told Mama and Laura told Nick, you can move a mountain if you do it brick by brick.
Trying to figure out how I can integrate this shape into that one up there. And I think I have a solution.
Are you game, boy? It's a riot, girl. Click on the stick, let's go for a whirl. You're gonna cruise the island, that's something you should know. When you block the road, you're gonna get towed. Brick by brick, tack by tick. No matter how thin, no matter how big. Papa told Mama and Laura told Nick, you can build a mountain if you do it brick by brick. I built a cool machine, red, yellow, and black. There ain't no doodad that Steve I slacks. All around the island, we're going round the bend. Break it down, baby, break it up again. Brick by brick, tack by tick. No matter how thin, no matter how thick. Papa told Mama and Laura told Nick,
Not 100% sold on that just yet. I might bring this out. So what are you building so far? So this is the extra crater. The extra crater. I'm messing it up. Extricator class Exxon ship. This is a sort of a cargo ship. It's used by basically space pirates to harvest parts from innocent civilians and military spaceships so that they can build up their armada, make themselves stronger and richer and more powerful. But it has it's a much more militant design, a lot more designed to take a punch than the other ships I've been building. So you can see that it's a much more narrow design, more weapons alongside, double door so it can fit more parts, much heavier duty engine than its counterpart here, which it's roughly based on. It's about 1/3 larger than its sibling ship. Off screen, I've also been working on a corridor system. So these will be used to create networks of space station. Actually, several space stations I've been developing off screen for a long time now. But this is my personal favorite section. And you can see where it has a bunch of different plants growing in it. You can see the attachment points. So this is where it will connect to the other corridor modules. And here, it also has this door here is a separate module. But yeah. And if we finish the current ship, we'll move on to this one, which is probably my personal favorite. It has a very sleek design to it. Again, once once this little series of ships is completed, we will be I'll be releasing these, the LDD and the studio files, so that you can play around with these models, see what techniques you like, and maybe build your own spaceships, or maybe it'll give you an idea, because you don't have to just use these techniques for a spaceship. You could use them for a castle or a mech. I'm sure we do have a few mech builders out there. Hello. Sorry for not doing work. I had surprise exams. I mean, that's not my problem. But, yeah. You gotta put your exams first, unless you have more important things to do. I'm still not quite a fan of this transition. It's a lot smoother over here, where this feeds directly onto this. Don't apologize. You have nothing to apologize for. But, let's see. One option is to make all this yellow to match the stripes on this ship. Kind of imply that they're part of the same class ship. Let's see how that looks. Let me know what you guys think of that. But yes, the first one is done. I'll be doing some animation tests with it soon. Alright. Any LEGO sets that you're planning to get? I kind of wanted the Batcave for the Batman. I saw the movie and loved it. The Batman sets are pretty good, I would say. Personally, I'd rate most of those sets at least a 6. Most of them are 7s, which by my scale, those are really good sets. The Batmobile's probably the weakest of them, but like the Catwoman chase or the Batcave is a really standout one. Personally, though, I'm looking more forward to some of the Ninjago sets. The $100 Temple Ninjago set from this core wave is a very nice looking model, and it has a bunch of very intricate little parts and a bunch of really cool character designs. I'm also really looking forward to the Lego Space, the Lego City Space set, such as the Moon Base. I'm quite fond of that one. There's quite a few others I've been keeping my eye on. Again, I'm mostly a parts guy, and while I appreciate sets, it's not something I can usually justify for myself to purchase. Yeah, it is a little bit expensive, just in general, but I forget where you're located. Did you get the limited comic panty? Okay. Hi. I've gotten Lego Ninjago sets this year. 4 right now. Those are really nice sets. I know this wave is a little bit controversial for a lot of people because of how simplistic a lot of them are, and I definitely feel that. But that said, for a wave that's aimed at a younger audience, there's a lot of it still out there for collectors, I would say. Collectors and mock builders such as myself. Again, unfortunately, I mostly bricklink everything I need, like the individual parts, and I'll just get the really standout sets with the really standout characters. Still not sure I'm feeling this stripe right here. It looks a little bit too clean, I think. I'm going to leave it for now just so it's not barren, but that's probably on the chopping block at some point. Next we'll use one of these plates. The green mech dragon, complete some pieces, hopefully get some pieces from the seller. Retail price. Is that the Ninjago? The Ninjago movie one? Because if so, that's a fantastic set. I think I actually ended up with 2 of those because they were on clearance. But the sand green in that set looks absolutely lovely. It has some wonderful parts. We'll make hue black. The I know that I personally am not a fan of the Ninjago movie at all. I think it's an enormous wasted potential, but the sets are arguably some of the best Ninjago sets we've ever gotten, especially the Ninjago City sets. Which I, to my shame, only own the worst Ninjago City set because I found it on like basically $100. Let's see. The Destiny's Bounty set is phenomenal, and the aftermarket has been a little bit too kind to it. I agree. Let's see what happens if I delete this, substitute in this part up here. Maybe it would add something if this is yellow. Any recommended sets this year that are not too expensive? I would say that as far as value, probably one of the best sets this year is the one I'm eyeing personally the most is the $100 Ninjago set, just because it has so many characters. I believe it has like 7 or 8 in a $100 set, plus like 1,400 pieces. And that's pretty much unheard of this year. City has some great ones. They introduced some cute little squirrels. There's a few little there's like a little park set. City has some pretty nice ones this year. I haven't looked at it in too much detail because the individual parts that are in them aren't valuable enough to me for me to justify spending $10 to get 4 of these one parts when I can bricklink 20 or 30 of them for the same price. Spinjitzu training set. Oh yeah, that was a top one for me. The Lloyd Evo car. That's a pretty good one. The Jungle Cycle. Yeah. Last year had some really phenomenal Ninjago sets as well, and they went out of stock way too quickly. Green Mech Dragon, the Velocity Racers. Okay, yeah, I think I remember that. Look for your recommendations. So 5 sets, go for it. The Vespa. I am very upset it's not red. Vespas are supposed to be red. And they made like the little one red. And Yeah, it's the Vespa's still a really nice looking model. Minifig scale tumbler. That one is pretty well detailed. There's also that Harry Potter, the Harry Potter case, the suitcase. That's a pretty interesting set with some pretty great character parts. First minifig series. Yeah, minifig. Your first Spider-Man. All right. Sounds like that really worked out for you. But yeah, I'm certainly they did really good on that wave of Lego minifigures. It's just the price point. They're using the high quality plastic. They're really high quality characters, and they're limited run molds. So I understand why they're expensive. $5 for me, that's still a little bit hard for me to justify, especially if I'm getting multiple. And I'm the kind of guy who's mostly going after the parts in them. I want to cannibalize all these characters so that I can use their parts in something else more creatively. That's one of those problems I have. I do need some feedback on this one, though. I'm not quite sure whether about this pattern here, because it's kind of mirroring what's going on over here, but it's clearly larger and it's designed to take a lot more of a beating. I'm not sure if this should be thick or if I should just use these. The globe, it's a pretty nice set. I really like a bunch of the little tile pieces they use to represent all the different land masses. It's definitely a step up. Personally, I much prefer it to the map, but I was hoping it would have a few parts in a few different colors than what we got, for personal reasons. I hope they make comic stuff too with a wave like they did with the DC stuff. It's definitely possible. Marvel has been a lot more successful just pumping and dumping all their different content and franchises, so they have a lot more of an active library of live action series to pull from. But yeah, because DC's a little bit more of a each movie is kind of its own, is a little bit less consistent in its movies and its series. More of a comic line makes sense for them. I'll take care of it. I'm not 100% sold on the difference between those. I think that I may want to make this section narrower. But then again, it does have a pretty nice aesthetic as it is. But yeah, I'm definitely looking for feedback on that one area. Yellow and black seem out of place. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, the idea is that these parts have been directly cannibalized from this smaller ship, and they haven't painted over everything. Stick with red. All right. I think I'm going to do gray with this section for now. But what about, like, the size of the thickness of these pipes? Like, the idea is these pipes are part of the combustion system, and they feed directly into the engines in both ships. So I can make it smaller, like the one on... I can make these pipes smaller like they are on the ship on the left. Or I could just keep them nice and thick like this, since it's meant to go farther in deep space. I think what I'm going to do is something like this. So it kind of gives you this impression that this is all kind of thrown together. Plus, I can also incorporate other parts to help illustrate this detail by adding one part for incongruity. Hey, Arden4, thank you for joining us. But I'm planning to make a bunch of little different variations of these ships to give each one a little bit of personality. I'm just finishing up on the Extricator class starship. But as you can see, it's pretty good. At some point, I'm going to have to go back and fix up the colors, finish up the underside here. But right now I'm focusing on polishing this back section right here. I'm going to do a little bit of messing around here, see what happens. Thank you. Hopefully we'll put out some good content every now and again. But I'll probably do another... Yep, World of Goo. there's some other music mixed in here. It's not purely Lego, but World of Goo has probably one of my favorite soundtracks. More live streams? We'll probably do one tomorrow. Just a short one, few hours. All right. I'll see you around as well. Bye. So that's probably a bad idea right there. I figure out the best way to connect these parts here. Let's see. Why not? Might even need to make these more indented later, but it's fine for the moment. Hello there. I'm going to remove this guy for now. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, action figures. That could be fun. Goatee, I agree. Yeah, that sounds about right. I do not appreciate you butchering my name, but I'll let it slide this time. But I feel like with Lego action figures, like the Star Wars action figures, Bionicle, Hero Factory, that era seems to be pretty much over for Lego. They're probably never going to try anything like that again. Um, but if you mean like doing stuff kind of like use that 80s aesthetic but use minifigures, that could still work, potentially. I think they have a license with one of Lego's rivals, so we're probably not going to see anything like that anytime soon. Slowly getting this engine done, at least. I don't know why you don't like that. Hmm. There we go. Minifigure set stuff, action figures, and other companies literally articulate figures if they're doing 80s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles content with that ID and shit the show specifically. Yeah, that would make sense. Again, there's a lot of licensing issues, and if something like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is working with one of Lego's direct rivals, like Mega Constructs, that's never going to happen. Trying to recall what I did for the back of that one. I have an idea, but I don't think it'll work. Actually, I kind of like that. All right, it's input time. Which option looks better? The one on the left or the one on the right? This one looks kind of sleeker and smoother. This one looks sleeker and smoother. This one looks edgier. One on the left, I kind of agree. All right, we have a consensus of 2. But yeah, that looks a lot sleeker now. Rest in peace, Matoro, but not today. We're definitely getting there. All right, I think it's time we copy paste this section over here. Let's see if this works. Save, just in case something catastrophic happens. Close enough. How about that? It's almost like I planned it. It's fun. I'm going to add one more detail for sake of continuity. It's missing something over here, I feel like. So I'm going to find one particular part. And it may not be in this version. I know the pyramid's in here, but I'm looking for one part in particular. I have no idea where it is. Oh, right there, all this time. But I'm looking for like a little 1x1 piece. That does not appear to exist yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of cheeky substitution. And I'm going to do something which is in the business is called illegal, but we're not going to tell anyone today. So next what we're going to do in our hackery honestly, that looks even cooler than what my alternative was. So again, these are pirates. This is a pirate race, or a pirate faction within within this race. But you'll notice that there's this pattern here, which is replicated on this little indentation here to suggest that this little module is something they stole from that particular ship. Don't get the appeal of Technic. It's just not for me. Well, it depends what you're looking for, I guess. Technic general appeals to people with more of a mechanical mindset who are more of the engineering types, people who like to work with cars and who like to work with things that function. And for that reason, Technic emphasizes less on the visual appeal and playability of a model. There's much more of a focus on mechanisms and realism rather than fantasy. But yeah, there's very few. One thing to notice is that there are very few fantasy Technic sets. We have the bulk of the shape pretty much down pat now. It's just a matter of putting on the finishing touches now. I'm afraid I don't know too much about the Romanian economy, but I've heard some horror stories from Lego collectors, like especially a lot in Australia. Australian Lego fans complain a lot about prices. But yeah, it's the conversion rates are ridiculous in a lot of places. How difficult would it be like to import? Frankly, it might be just cheaper to import a bunch of cheap Lego from like Germany or something. There's a lot of pretty good German sellers out there. Again, it's the import fees. Those will kill you every time. Like even for like 16, 20, even for like 16 ounces or like, unfortunately, I do not think in the metric system. We'll have to move out of here one day and just pay in euros. Yeah. Well, if you ever go on if you're ever in a situation where you can go on vacation, you could just have a Lego vacation and just use that as an excuse to go all out. I am a fool. I know what to do. Literally move out. All right. Well, I don't know what your situation is or what the situation is in those countries, but I wish you the best. Hey, DKS Bricks, how are you? Bit late. Got homework and such? All right. Well, thank you for joining me. I'm putting the finishing touches on the Extricator class ship. It's come together pretty quickly, and it will need a lot more finishing details, probably after the stream. But I'm going to finish the main details so that we at least have a very nice looking exterior. An ugly plane? I don't know. I'm not sure you're capable of doing such a thing. I'm not sure I believe you. Yeah. So these two parts is a relatively new bracket system, and I don't believe it exists by the time that LDD was last updated. So I'm just going to jury rig it, especially with the yellow and gray spaceship you had in hand. Yeah, we'll definitely see if we can start building that one today. I'm glad you like it. Believe it or not, I've only been building spaceships like this for a year, maybe two max. So I'm glad some people are. I've tricked some people into thinking I'm good at it. Okay, that is incredibly tight. I'm actually not sure that's legal. Yeah, that just barely would not be legal. But there are a workaround. There is a workaround we can use.
Good morning, Lego Island. Today it is going to be hot and sunny again. Perfect weather for skateboarding.
I could have it kind of sticking out like this, but I'm not sure how I feel about that. Are you going to build more or just one mock? It depends on how much longer it takes to perfect this one, but this is the fourth spaceship I've worked on a stream. So the thing is, like there was a bit of a stud that you couldn't see in the background. It was just barely grazing apart, and that's technically considered illegal. And I don't know, it just felt a little bit off, so I'm not going to use that one. This here looks pretty good, but I'm got to check to make sure how far down it comes. Like you can see it kind of going down to the windscreen there. It's a little bit more than I'd like. Again, we got to find some way to close this gap here. Like there's still, even that leaves a pretty substantial gap. So if we maybe can use the headlight brick. Do that. I don't know if you've read it, but I'm currently working on The Ugliest Plane. I definitely read that. It is ugly. I'm not quite sure what you would what you mean by that. So it's like a very unusual design, is what you mean? Could be. I mean, I don't know how he's describing it. Like it, there's many things it could be. Okay. Here you go. We'll let DKS apply the label he wants. Maybe DKS had to go for a bit. We'll see. You sent a few pictures? I'll take a look in a second. Ice fishing last Saturday, got 24 pounds of perch. Decided to dry some of the skin from the fish so I could put some on top of fishing lures. So people describe it as ugly because of its large floor. All right. I have never gone ice fishing. I've gone normal fishing a couple times. I did not catch anything because I am not a fisherman. But that sounds like fun. Hang on. Oh, it's the Airbus Beluga. 1 second, I'll pull up a picture. So this is what it's based on? I would not say this is ugly. It looks goofy. This is a very goofy looking ship. This is a goofy looking plane. But it has a good name. The Beluga is a good name for a ship with that much of a forehead. And you're doing a pretty good job recreating the shape of it. Like, it kind of looks like it's pretty wide up top. And Yeah, you got that. That's still, honestly, a pretty impressive looking ship. What all is it designed to carry? Like, that is such an unusual shape. Either way, I look forward to seeing it upon completion. Okay, it's an airplane carrier. That explains it. Yeah, you can see the magma in the background. I definitely miss the streams where we the mock hours where we got to see all your progress. Yeah, like I figured it wouldn't be like containing the wingspan and such. That makes sense. That's a lot of headlight bricks. Very nice. Thanks for sharing. Motorize it. They have a cargo door. I very much look forward to seeing that. That will be very impressive if you can pull that off. And I know you can. So. Maybe I just need to keep it simple as this.
Welcome to the LEGO.
There we go. Does this indentation right here look good? I'm not 100% sure about that one area. Kind of has this continuity going on over there. we'll need something kind of cool on the front. I'll build a brace to start with. Then again, those aren't exactly equidistant. I'll be honest, I'm kind of stumped right now how I'm going to finish up the front. I might actually need to leave it for a while and come back to it, see if I get some new thoughts.
Everything is awesome.
But yeah. I'll be honest, I'm kind of out of creative juice for the moment. I think what I need to do is just leave it here and come back first thing tomorrow. Or maybe even later today in the late afternoon. We'll see. But we got pretty good progress. We've pretty much mirrored the ship. All the main details are there. The general shaping, it's just the final details to polish off, and then we'll be ready to move on to this ship, which I'm very excited about. We'll also build a evil pirate version of this ship as well, for good measure. So yeah, this has just been a short and sweet build and stream, and I'm sure we'll have more in the coming few days. Thank you for joining me. My name is Professor Godt, and until next time, play well.